We finally got our first official look at the new Batmobile, and I like it. Hey there guys, how are you? So let's talk about the new Batmobile. This is my Batmobile. I live a sad life. I'll put this right here for now. Alright, so director Matt Reeves released some official photos of the Batmobile, and these are my first thoughts. My first thought when looking at this photo was it's almost like if John Wick decided to become Batman. It would look something like this. And that's not a bad thing. In this version of Batman, he's no longer avenging the death of his parents, it's the death of his dog. Which was the plot of John Wick. Either way would work for me, I don't care, as long as we get a good Batman movie. Now when it comes to Batmobiles, my personal favorite has always been the Tumbler. Ever since watching Batman Begins back in 2005, I've always fantasized about driving the Tumbler. And then the Joker blew it up in The Dark Knight, and that sort of made me sad, but yeah, the Tumbler has always just been my personal favorite Batmobile. It looked like the Batmobile that I would want to drive. And then this abomination against humanity has always given me nightmares. Oh hey look everyone, it's George Clooney with bat nipples cruising around in his convertible. Ugh. And one of the best things about this new incarnation of the Batmobile is it's like a car. It's not a tank on wheels. It looks like a practical vehicle some guy could create, and that's what the tone of this new Batman film is. It's a detective film noir film, and the Batsuit alone, it looks like a practical suit. It's not over the top, it's not embellished. It looks like a suit you would wear to protect yourselves. I mean, the bat ears might not be all that tactical, but they look really cool, and if I was a vigilante of the night, I would probably wear them, and these new bat ears sort of look like they could poke your eye out if you got really close to a criminal. Now, right before shooting this video, I was cruising the internet, reading comments and thoughts about this new Batmobile, and when it comes to the internet, people will hate something or they will love something, but I wanted to give you guys sort of my rebuttal, my response to people who might hate this new Batmobile. And if you do hate this new Batmobile, that's okay, it's just a movie, it's subjective, you're entitled to your opinion. But here's why I think this works. First of all, you have to have the right tone, you have to have the right vehicle, you have to have the right suit, and tonally, everything is blending together perfectly. If you're going to have this grounded, detective version of Batman, this looks like the car that version would drive. I mean, yeah, it essentially looks like a souped-up muscle car that Dom Toretto from Fast and Furious would drive, but what's wrong with that? That seems like a practical car that you could go out into reality and obtain to go out and be a vigilante of the night and fight crime. And I like that it's not over the top. It's a little bit simplistic, but it looks mean. It looks aggressive, and it looks like it can get the job done. And I like that. You know, unlike Batmobiles from this atrocious dumpster fire of a movie, this right here looks like it was just made to be a toy, a shitty toy at that. And when you take a closer look at this Batmobile, it sort of looks like it's all business up front and a party in the back. I just used a mullet reference to describe the Batmobile, but bear with me. If you look at the front of this car, it sort of looks like a normal functioning car. I'm sure it's going to have some kind of machine guns that pop out of the hood, or at least I hope it does. But in the back, it's where it looks like it's really upgraded. You can see the open engine compartment. I'm sure flames at one point will shoot out of there. Hopefully some way, somehow it has some grappling hooks that can shoot out of it. Just give me something that pops out of the front and blows up. I'll be happy. But the other thing I'm really questioning, I want to know how the doors open for Batman to get in and out of. And I'm just curious to see how this works out. I hope the doors don't just open up like normal doors. I don't know why, I just think that's a little bit underwhelming. I hope they do a little bit something. I don't care if Batman pulls a Dukes of Hazzard and jumps in through the window. That works for me. Now, one other thing you might have noticed with these new images is we don't just see the Batmobile, we get another glimpse of Batman himself. And I like it. It looks like his suit has a lot of articulation, it looks way more advanced, and it looks, I don't know, it looks like a tactical suit that, once again, a dude would wear if he has to go fight crime. Alright, so those are my quick thoughts on the new Batmobile and another angle at the Batsuit, and I dig it. I think it's something different. It's the right tone for what this movie needs to be, and it's refreshing. It's not just another big tank on wheels, even though I love the Tumbler and I like Zack Snyder's Batmobile, and I'll forever love the 89 Tim Burton Batmobile, which still makes me happy when I look at it. So now here's my question for you guys, and let me know down below in the comment section, what do you think about this new Batmobile, or what is your favorite Batmobile of all time and why? If anyone says the George Clooney Batmobile is your favorite, what's wrong with you? And before I go, I wanted to give a quick mention to my Patreon exclusive podcast, Flickbuster, which is one of the best podcasts you'll ever listen to about movies and other weird things along the way. So if you want to, you can check out my Patreon exclusive podcast in the link down below. And also we do a video version and an audio version of the podcast every 2 weeks. It's like an hour, maybe 2 hours long. And I also answer every listener question that gets submitted. And we talk about it along the way. It's one of my favorite things to do. So yeah, if you want to check it out, link down below. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe. That way I can see you next time. And if you get bored, you can check out my last movie review for The Invisible Man.